What's going on, everybody? My name is Angel, and I'm going to try once again to make this video as short as possible. I truly apologize if I start to ramble, but there's just a lot to talk about, and I want to get through as much of it as possible in as short amount of time as possible, because I know nobody cares about this project more than I do. If you do like and believe in this project, it is on Patreon. You can, if you are the type of person to offer $1 to things that you believe in, go there and offer $1 for this. Of course, she'll move because the controller turns off. Little problem there. Alright, cool. So let's talk about the looks before we go any further, because obviously there's a drastic change, not a dramatic change, but a drastic change, if that makes any sense, from where the graphics were before. First of all, I had over 100 frames per second before, and now I have like 45, but that's all besides the point. I have volumetric fog going on, I've got a new lighting system, so everything looks like it is more realistic. Even though I'm not shooting for realism in this game per se. Alright, so first of all, the background is finished, the lighting's been changed, and now we have new GPU particles. So if I were to unleash one of those, you'd see hundreds of thousands of particles coming out in turbulence. So yeah, there's that. And she has hers as well. Not very much visually different from his. I don't want to go completely over his head. Oh, great. There we go, cool. Kind of an anti-air attack. So these don't die if they miss the opponent. They just kind of linger in space. So I'm going to get them to not stop like they are right now, and also wither out into nothingness if they were to miss the opponent and hit the screen bounds, or eventually when I have a non-infinite level, a level bound. Oh my god, this is why the videos take forever. I just ramble. Okay, so moving on. So we got the GPU particle system in there. Yay. Character skinning on Cancelina is now fixed, so her back is no longer popping through her clothes. Sounds small, but it's a problem that's been consistent through many of the videos that I've posted so far, so at least that's addressed now. There's now a hit particle effect when you're being attacked. And something else on being hit, the animation times are much longer, so they do more kind of like human reactions to getting hit. And I also have a few from behind. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the hit animations are longer, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second here. So that's it for how things look. The technical differences, we now have a new animation system for knocking back. So I went from move towards to rigid body add force to rigid body add force impulse to now a second animation layer, which, you know, the regular hit animation plays, and the movement of the character getting pushed back by that animation also plays in tandem with that, so that they can play the same animation but get moved in different directions. So yeah, there's that, and they can also be moved in different amounts of that same direction if the hit is stronger or weaker, but that's coming in a new update. Already talked about the new hit reactions. There's refined blocking now, so if you were to be attacked... Oh shoot, hold on, let me get out of that combo. There we go. Cool. So now when you block, there's like a little white particle effect, and the blocking system for that is refined. There's like a little jiggle when you come into contact with the blocking IK system, and I really wanted the blocking system to move the character's arms into place to wherever the incoming attack is coming from, because I didn't really like the way static blocking looked in existing fighters. So yeah, now I finally got that looking somewhat very normal, at least in my opinion, which is good news. Alright, so moving on from that, head tracking is refined. So if you were to go to the side of the player, they'll look, and they'll be like, oh, okay, you're behind me, I'm not going to be looking at you. And then you go to the other side, and they're like, hey, there you are, oh, I remember seeing you. And same thing for this guy. You know, he'll look, and then be like, oh, okay, so you're not over there anymore. I'm just going to kind of move my head over here and just stare at him. think real deep and they're like, oh my god, there you are. Hey, what's up? Same thing for the floor. If they're on the floor, you know, they'll look. And this also keeps the head from going through the ground as it has in the past. So they just kind of sit on the floor like nothing's bothering them. And then they'll be like, oh my god, there you are. And there was like a little bit of a coding project I gave myself to get that to happen smoothly. But I did a similar thing with the blocking IK system. So, oh my god, I'm rambling again. All right, maybe I'm tired. Okay. So technical, balanced animation speeds. Okay, so here's something we haven't ironed out, but now I finally have it to where the battle mechanics are going to be fair. It is impossible for it not to be fair. Why? Here's why. The attacking animations start really fast, and then they slowly get slower. And the blocking animation starts regular, and it slowly gets faster. So what you have is this sort of singularity in speeds to where this character is recovering faster than this person is attacking, so that they're always going to have a chance after this person's combo is otherwise exhausted. So you really have to pay attention to what combo you're doing to ensure that that's going to continue, because there are some gameplay mechanics which get in the way of that. So let's just pretend to attack first. So I'm busy being comboed right now. I can't get out of it. And now she's out of it. I have a little issue there. Whatever. But I'll turn this back on. But let's say you're being attacked and you hold down R2 and back. So let's queue up a lot of attacks here. And there she goes. So she did what was called a explosive reaction, and there's going to be a visual for it in time. But basically, what the explosive reaction does is, first of all, it messes up their attacks. Their script gets broken when it happens at the moment. But if you were to continue attacking after your combo was otherwise rightfully finished, then this person can do one of these numbers, and the explosive reaction makes it so that the person that continues to attack is punished for continuing to attack past their regular combo amount. Now, otherwise, the character will be left vulnerable, because the whatever attack does not fend off against the unblockable moves, which if you guys remember, the unblockable moves are the ones that can be slowed down. Unblockable. And the only way to block those, which would make them unblockable, but you know, you would have to otherwise parry them. So hold down. There you go. Well, hold back, my bad. And you can reverse the attack that way. So it doesn't stop that. And also, if you do a regular combo and then you stop and you start blocking and backing away, then the explosive reaction is going to whiff, and then that person, you know, for whiffing will be subject to retaliation. Okay. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm not rambling too much. Yeah, so once again, explosive reaction. Damn it. What's a slow hit? Get back up. Yeah, that's the reaction at the end there that he was supposed to hit. Is this slow? Is this slow? There you go. So that's as good as the example is going to get right now. Obviously, it needs some refining, but it's a gameplay mechanic that makes it so that the one person isn't going to continue with spamming attacks. Okay, so current issue, the grab camera. So if you're going to do one of the grabs, which, by the way, the same problem is happening as it happened in the last video. I haven't addressed it yet, but the fist layer is locked currently. So now it's not, so there she goes. So now the fist layer is not locked. So that looks normal, but if you were to grab them from the side or something, the camera goes all crazy and it doesn't know what to do with itself. So that means the camera is only going to really work when they're along this axis in the game world, because it otherwise will look like garbage. So I've got to figure out a new way to incorporate the multiple camera angles and movements to complement the grabs, because the way that I've been doing it so far is apparently not working properly. Another issue is not so much with every move, because some moves are fine, strangely. So that's fine. Yeah, see how wonky the hit detection is from the back? So I've got to address that. Yeah, so got to address that. The head jitters from ground explosion. Okay, so this was a whole mechanic that I almost forgot to show you. So if this person gets knocked on the ground, then if this person's close enough, they can press R2 while on the ground and punish the person for trying to attack them while they're on the ground. And this guy can do it too. But as you can see, if you're far away, their head jitters. Head jitter. And then she there, and watch her head jitter. Yeah, so they look out into space for some reason, and I don't know why. Okay, let's see here. Explosion reaction code. Okay, so I already mentioned, so the explosion reaction mechanic is in the game. You know, just holding back an R2 to get them to, and I bet this guy's, yeah, he's frozen now. So there is a issue in the animation that doesn't play the reaction to the explosion reaction properly, and yeah, we gotta solve that. The explosion reaction hits aren't absorbed, so what I want to happen is for when this person, the one that's moving, gets attacked for too long by this person and they do an explosion reaction, if this person were to continue punching, that punch would land, but it would be absorbed and the explosion reaction would continue as if they were otherwise unfazed. They would get like chip damage. Alright, so what's happening next? Next up we have the visual effect for the explosive reaction and perfect reset. Okay, so as you guys know, we have the perfect reset there, and we of course now have the I can't do this with, I wish I was an octopus. Yeah, we have that, but they look really, really lame right now, and the animations might change, but definitely I'm going to add a visual component to those things happening so that, and I'm going to knock this guy down because, again, there's a little issue with the code. Okay, there he goes. I want it visual that this stuff is happening, and so that it looks like something's actually hitting them, because when you do something like this, and you're right here, like within this kind of area, and then this person comes up, and that person just kind of like isn't really hit. There's nothing visually that says, hey, this person got hit, so I want to make something visual. We're of course going to weather the projectile if it misses and not let it just like sit out into space like that. That looks cool. There's a problem with the world positioning of the projectiles. So you can't really tell from there, but let me... So if I'm on this axis in the game, see how the projectile is thinner and looks weird? And it's coming out all weird like that. So that's, I'm sure, a simple fix, but, you know, it's something I still got to address. The eye movement, so his is really easy to see because I fixed the shader on his eyes, but his eyes look like a Bratz doll, so I'm going to update that. I also kind of want to address his Hitler mustache, but that'll be for when things are really, really ironed out, because I don't know if I'm going to be keeping these models. So yeah, I've got to rig the eyes and then move them in the game so that they look a little bit more alive, and that'll, I think, will be like the last component to trying to bring these people to life, but maybe not. Anyways, combo ticker. So when you have all this stuff going on, there's a combo ticker adding up so that when this person cannot recover, it counts the ticker upward. This way you have a real indication of which sequence of buttons, since everything will technically become a combo, which sequence of buttons actually create a true combo as opposed to something the other player can do an explosive reaction to get out of. Want to incorporate a screen shake for hard hits. And then finally vary the distance per hit types. So this move moves the character back less than that move. So currently they both move the character back at the same amount. So I want to, switch that up. Yeah, and hopefully this didn't take forever. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to send me $1 on Patreon or whatever. I feel so weird asking for that because it's not even a pivotal part of this, but it's just super nice that some people decide to do it. So good on you if you do. I'm going to expound on a lot of these because I did try to blow past all of them, and I'll expound on them on Patreon. If you have any questions, feel free to just ask in the comments, and I always respond and pretty much like every single comment that gets posted. So yeah, have a good night, guys, and I'm gonna go to sleep because clearly I'm loopy and I need it. Bye.